My name is Isabella and I will be your host for today. And as per usual, I will translate today's Vietnamese live stream into English for you guys. But before I do that, I have some really important announcement to make. So first and foremost, I have a really good news for anyone who completed or participated in the Class 3 COVID transformation session on Sunday last week. So if you participated but you missed out on one of the activations, remember there were two. And so if you miss out on one of them, either the first one or the second one, then you can come along on the 10th of December at 8:30 p.m. GMT +7 Vietnam time. Okay, so make sure to convert that into your own time zone. And also the second announcement that I like to make, it's about our Class 2 in English and French, which are two separate classes, but they will both be on the 18th of December. They will start at 8 p.m. GMT +7 Vietnam time. So again, make sure to convert that into your own time zone, and we'll see you there. All right then. So now on to our live stream. I'll just share my screen quickly. Okay, so today's guest has experienced NLG in a pretty amazing way because she suffered from a stroke and she has to be hospitalized for 3 months. But now she has better sleep, better appetite, and she has been practicing NLG diligently since then. And despite her illness, she's able to help her friends, her neighbors, the people around you using NLG. So today we'll meet this amazing lady who comes in and will share with us her story. And so please share this live stream onto your own Facebook page to spread love and for others also to listen to our amazing story. So please welcome Mrs. Tuyet Mai. So please take your time and share your story. Hello, Mr. Lee. I am very emotional and I'm very delighted to be joining you guys in today's live stream. I want to say thank you to Mr. Lee, to the organizing committee, to the volunteer committee, everyone working behind the scene, and for everyone who are practicing NLG all around the world. I previously worked in the military and I served in the war. And so today I'm very emotional at the age of 66 to still be able to sit here and share my story with you guys. Never in my life have I been hospitalized for 3 months. But recently, in July this year, after I took a shower and then I went to have a nap, but then afterward, I just can't even stand up and I just collapsed for 3 months. But then luckily, I know from a friend who is actually more like a sister to me, who knows about NLG. And so she came and she helped me she assisted me using NLG. And so when she talked to me about NLG, I feel like I am safe. And so I welcome the practice of NLG with an open heart. And she told me about the daily energy receiving from Mr. Lee. And so I have been doing that. And so after 3 days of receiving energy from Mr. Lee directly, so prior to that, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat anything, and I need my husband and children to actually help me to get up from my bed. And then the doctors put out some diagnosis for me, but then nothing really works, and we seek treatments as well, but nothing really works. But then after 3 days of receiving energy from Mr. Lee, one morning I was able to just get up by myself without help. And so I call out to my husband, to my children, saying, I'm able to get up now. You don't have to help me out of bed. And that's just after 3 days of receiving energy from Mr. Lee. And so I'm so, so grateful. And after hearing that Mr. Lee will hold class 1, just a few days after that, I register. And then I continue to go on with class 2. And I remember when I first finished class 1, I got a friend who had an accident and she broke her bone. And she was in a lot of pain. She couldn't sleep. And then she got some conditions with her stomach as well. And so that's when I just finished class 1, and yet I was able to transmit energy to these friends of mine. And then I instruct her to go on to Facebook and find the NLG Facebook page to get more information as an assistant. And so I think that NLG and Mr. Lee made the impossible possible for a lot of us who are suffering. And so after I finished class 2, I look around at the people around me and my neighbors who required support and try to help them. And then since then, I have been transmitting energy to my husband as well as my children, and then also to my mother-in-law who felt sick after getting her vaccination. And then I also assist someone with bone fracture. And so after a while, even with swelling, that person was able to just walk around and function. I think you are a very diligent practitioner of NLG, and you put a lot of effort into it, and you put a lot of focus and effort into studying NLG. And so I think all of your effort pays off, and so that so that the consequence, so that the outcome for you has been very good. And so can you share about your study technique of NLG? And so I really pay attention to what Mr. Lee say in his daily live stream. I practice correctly using all of the formulas I got and really make the best out of those formulas. And I really look carefully at how my body changed as I practice these formulas. So, for example, I experience soreness in my body after practicing a few formulas, like increasing height and the beautify formula. But when I experience pain, I then talk to my stem cells about it to reduce that soreness. And I'm being very honest with myself as well as my stem cells and how it progressed. And I have this habit of talking to my stem cells about my progress. So let's say if I'm in a lot of pain after practicing the increasing height formula, I talk to my stem cells and I said, hey, stem cell, I'm your commander, I'm the CEO here. And so if you can help me to reduce pain, that'd be great. So within those 3 months of me in hospital, and when I practice NLG formulas, I was in a lot of pain. I feel it was very painful all over my body. But then after I received energy from Mr. Lee, that improves greatly. And I remember the pain down my spine and just all over my body, and it was very unbearable. But then after receiving energy, I was fine. Yep, and so you have been receiving energy from Mr. Lee twice a day, yeah? And I think the fact that you're being so diligent and hardworking in your energy receiving, that makes all of this work for you. And so how did you share about NLG with your friends and families and relatives? Because I know that other than practicing NLG, you also like to spread the love and spread peace. So can you share a bit more about that? So I share NLG live stream on my personal Facebook page. And I talk about NLG as this is a science-based technique. And it's actually something pretty miraculous, but very scientific as well. And when I talk about NLG with my friends with a positive mindset, all of my friends and relatives welcome it with an open heart. And so I got a group of friends of about 50 people who have registered in class 1, and then some of them has done class 2 and will progress further. And I take initiation in utilizing the formulas to the fullest. And so let's say with the common question when people ask if they can transmit energy to their children during their sleep, I have been doing that since class 1. And the result that we got is that my grandkids, he's a lot more diligent with his work. He works harder, he studies harder, and he doesn't play a lot of games like he used to be anymore, like he used to do anymore. So my advice to those who are practicing NLG formulas is that get a precise understanding of how these formulas operate prior to using them. Okay, don't go back and forth, and without accurate understanding of how it works. And so I cannot express my love for NLG through words. Because it helps us who are suffering, who have been seeking multiple treatments to little results, to have a chance. And so just making the impossible possible for a lot of us. And so I think a lot of people will be grateful and very emotional talking about their experience. And so what I find really inspiring is that when Mr. Lee knows that the cases of COVID in Vietnam is surging, he actually fly back to Vietnam from the US to assist Vietnamese people. And so I can really see that from your experience, you have been practicing diligently. You have utilized fully the NLG formulas that you've learned. And I can tell that you're very grateful and you have a lot more to share. And so we know that NLG is a practice-based technique to support our health, and it operates upon 5 forms of love and morality. And there are also scientific aspects about NLG as well. And so I thank you so much for having people like you and willing to share about NLG, willing to practice NLG with love. That proves that NLG is working, and really encourage people who are still hesitated to approach NLG to have a more open mindset so that they can be benefited from this technique. And me as a NLG practitioner myself, I have also been benefited in multiple ways thanks to NLG. And so I hope that everyone will help to share the news about NLG so that a lot more people can know about this. So I'll see you after the energy transmission from Mr. Lee. So now this is the energy disclaimer video. Currently, with the evidence-based benefits from the energy method demonstrated by thousands of testimonials who have tremendously improved their health by practicing NLG, we'd like to announce our message and disclaimers as follows. The NLG community of practitioners have been growing rapidly, covering 50 countries in the world. The NLG method has been taught in Vietnamese, English, Spanish, and in the near future, it will be taught in other languages. NLG is not a political organization, neither it is a pyramid scheme company. On the contrary, it is a practice-based science with the sole purpose of preventing illnesses and supporting the healing process, expanding moral and loving values in accordance with the cultural traditions of Vietnamese people and other people in the world. When some individuals or organizations announce that NLG is mobilizing forces to rebel against a political party, causing harm to national security, this is totally counterfactual and baseless. NLG is a non-profit organization with the sole purpose of bringing health benefits to the people. It totally does not pursue any economical or political goal. NLG does not collect any tuition other than selling its book at $7 per piece at practitioners' buying intent. NLG encourages its practitioners to show their love for their country through their social and community responsibilities. Practicing NLG will help cut down crimes, especially violence, because it encourages its practitioners to practice their morality and love within their community. NLG is accompanying the world in its fight against the pandemic, supporting government's solution, and encourages its practitioners to conform to the health and pandemic protocols announced by the Ministry of Health, while awaiting on further scientific researches and assessments by professionals on NLG benefit for preventing diseases and healing illnesses. NLG suggests its practitioners to still consult the physician to have proper diagnosis relating to their health problems. Do understand NLG is a healing support method and not an alternative to other medical treatments. When practitioners have not followed through or practiced the NLG method properly, or have lost their connection to the method, the expected healing results might not be as desirable. NLG is not a religion, neither it is a meeting ground for spiritual and ritual activities. NLG does not suggest or advise its practitioners to give up or join any religion. NLG's working principle is based on morality and the 5 forms of love. NLG works on open social media platform. Anyone can follow and join. NLG does not organize any other activities other than sharing knowledge and healing experiences by its practitioners and the patients. NLG does not intend to gather or cause social unrest because the nature of this method is the solitary practice at home by its practitioners to enhance their immune system. NLG encourages its practitioners to openly share this message to their community. NLG kindly requests the relating government agencies to conduct their own research to have an assessment on the efficiency of preventing and supporting healing using this method, hence announcing their conclusion and advice to society in order to expand peace and love. Alrighty, so that is our videos on NLG disclaimers. And so now we will come to the instructional videos on how to receive energy from Mr. Lee. So what you do basically is that get yourself in a comfortable position, relax, but conscious, okay? So that's the key. And then you can imagine the energy going from Mr. Lee's forehead into your forehead, and then you just relax and let this energy absorb into your body. Alrighty, everyone. So we just see the video on how to receive energy, and so now we will welcome Mr. Lee to our live stream. Yep, and so this part we just like to remind you that just to remind you of the NLG Class 3 transformation class. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our daily live stream. Hello. Please wait for a second. Okay, now I'm back. Yep, please continue. Yep, so we have 4 more minutes until we reach 9 a.m. here in Vietnam. So that, are there anything else you'd like to share, Mr. Lee, before we receive our energy? Do you have any question, Mrs. Mai? Hello, Mr. Lee. I'm so happy. As I talked to you about my experience, I was hospitalized for 3 months. I was just in bed and I was very uncomfortable. I was very distressed and I couldn't even get up from my bed without the help of my husband and children. But after receiving energy from you, I recover so quickly. Okay, so it looks like our guests have a technical issue there. Yep, and so Mrs. Mai shared her really emotional story early on. Yep, and so I just can't express my happiness in words, and I don't know how to thank you. And I see you as a brother, as my dear brother who just, come along and support me when I needed you the most. And I think really it's fate that I was able to know about you and about this amazing technique NLG. And so I'm happy, I'm very emotional when I talk about this. And so just so everyone know, Mrs. Mai used to be a singer while she's served her time in the military. And so probably we're going to have a pretty special present from Mrs. Mai, probably a song, after we receive energy from Mr. Lee. Yep, and so the host just talking about the upcoming class 1 in Vietnamese now. Yep, so just a reminder to join us in our class 3 COVID transformation activation support session on the 10th of December, 9:30 p.m. GMT plus 7 Vietnam time. So convert that into your time zone and join us then. Alrighty, so now it's time for us to receive energy. Right, so that's it, you guys. So now we'll continue to listen to Mr. Lee and our guest speakers. Hi, Mr. Lee. So I don't think it's just me, but also a lot of people here in Hanoi would really like to have you sometime soon. Hopefully, you're gonna come back to Vietnam soon, and so we have the chance to meet you and the chance to see you. I really cannot express my gratitude in words. Um, and so I thank you for such an amazing, for letting us know about such an amazing technique. So now I like to sing a song as a present for you, as well as to my lovely NLG family.
Hoa nửa đời phiêu dạt, con lại về úp mặt vào sông quê. Ơi con sông dạt dào như nòng bè, chở trẻ con đi qua giấc bể mưa muôn. Từng hạt phù sa tháng bảy, từng chị heo may trên má em hồng. Ơi con sông quê, con sông quê, ơi con sông quê, con sông quê. Không còn nhớ chăng nơi ta ngồi ngóng mẹ, với vợ tuổi thơ một xu bánh đa vừng. Ơi con sông quê, con sông quê, ơi con sông quê, con sông quê. Con cá dưới sông, cây trồng trên bãi, lúa gặt rồi để lại dớm tơ. Cùng một bến sông, con trâu đầm sóng tươi, bầy trẻ thơ tắm mát phía thượng nguồn. Một dòng xanh trong chảy mãi đến vô cùng, một dòng xanh trong chảy mãi tới vô cùng. Hoa nửa đời tiêu dạt, con lại về úp mặt vào sông quê. Ơi con sông dạt sao như lòng bè, chở trẻ con đi qua chớp bể mưa muôn. Từng hạt phù sa tháng 3 tháng 7, từng vị heo may trên má em hồng. Ơi con sông quê, con sông quê, ơi con sông quê, con sông quê. Sông còn nhớ chăng nơi ta ngồi ngóng mẹ, vời vợi tuổi thơ một xu bánh đa vừng. Ơi con sông quê, con sông quê, ơi con sông quê, con sông quê. Con cá dưới sông, cây trồng trên bãi, lúa gặt rồi còn để lại gớm thơ, cùng một bên sông con trâu đầm sóng dưới, bầy trẻ thơ tâm hát phía thượng nguồn, một dòng xanh trong chảy mãi tới vô cùng, một dòng xanh trong chảy mãi tới vô cùng.
Không biết là Thư Phúc cảm nhận thế nào, con cũng là người xa quê đây.
That was really, really emotional because the lyrics to this song, it's about our hometown and particularly about the countryside in Vietnam. Okay, and so I think this touches, this is so, I think a lot of people who listen to this song will be very touched. I think everyone around Vietnam and around the world would really, really love this song. Do you have another song, Mrs. Mai? And so I'll give a bit of time for Mrs. Mai to prepare her next songs so that she can sing to us. And I just stress that I think it's not just Mrs. Mai's hope, but also a lot of other people's hope to be able to meet Mr. Lee in Vietnam soon. So hopefully we can travel soon. So I'll sing another song for you, yes? So another song about our hometown.
Bên bên bờ hiên nương, chiều nay ra đứng trong về, mắt đượm tình quê đôi, mắt đượm tình quê, xa xa đồn chuyện là hôm căng theo gió xuôi dầm, bóng trắng sương mơ, không gian trầm nắng nghe câu hò hò thuyền ơi có nhớ bên trong bên thì một tạ căng căng đợi thuyền, nhắn ai luôn giữ câu nguyện trong thơ bao tố vững bên lòng gió. Ơi câu hò chiều này tôi mang nặng tình ái, hay là em ấy em có nghe thấu chắc lòng anh, tình này ta thấy tên quý chung không bao giờ phai.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mai. So how do you feel, Mr. Lee, after hearing two songs singing about Vietnam? I hope that soon we'll have the chance to go back to Vietnam, where I would like to invite all of our singers within our NLG family to come in and put on a show, put on a great performance for all of us to enjoy. Yeah, so anyone who is gifted with the ability to compose, to write songs, to sing, I really like to have all of you to come together and to have a great show. And I hope that it's not just for us Vietnamese people, but for people all over the world to enjoy our songs, to enjoy our musical products. Yep, I love to be able to attend this concert because a lot of kind-hearted people come forward with to compose their own song, for NLG. So that's so lovely. Yep, so early on, Mrs. Mai said that she experienced a mild stroke, which she ended up having to hospitalized for 3 months. And so can you share a little bit of your experience about NLG assisting strokes? So within us, there are always frequency of love and morality. But how we express our morality can be different. And so you can express your morality for yourself, for your family. But some people stop at that and not really showing morality to other people around them. And so trying to expand that, right? Because I believe that everyone have love for themselves and their family. And so now try to expand that. Expand that not within your small family with your spouse and your children, but also to your in-laws. Start with expanding it to your in-laws, to both the parental and maternal side. And don't think about hurting them in any way, to be mean in any way, right? So try to expand that to the people around you as well. And for you to love all beings around you. Let's say if you convert that into percentage, so if you only love yourself and your immediate family, then let's say you only love about 5% of everything and everyone around you, right? So try to increase that. And you can give them support, help them within your capability, right? Don't try too hard to the point where it exceed your resources, but try your best within your capability to help others around you other than yourself and your immediate family. Then this can help you to recover much better as well. Because the more you help people, the more energy you can receive. Because you become a person full of love, and that attracts energy. So when your frequency of love matches your frequency of energy as you diligently practice, you'll find that you will recover much quicker. Yep, so if you are a person full of love and you can expand this love, then you can attract more energy. I mean, it's not necessarily that people are full of love, are full of energy, but even when you're not full of love, try to learn to love other people around you. You need to determine your behavior and how you react to conflicts around you, to the people around you, it's not that when you show love that you, by hurting other people, then that's not love. But you love them and you have respect for them in order to bring benefits to these people. Because every one of us have weaknesses, but can we identify these weaknesses to change for the better? Because if we can identify our weakness, then every one of us can attract these source of energy. It's not about us going around and judging other people for not being good, but it's us adjusting, regulating ourselves so that we can become loving people. But we need to love in the right way. That is to bring benefits to other people, not loving in the sense that you then intentionally or unintentionally hurting them. So once we become really loving people, you can maintain the +1 -1 frequency and therefore attract positive energy for recovery. And if you hear my words and if you say you understand it, then you need to put it into action, not just understand it and just save it in your head and not doing anything. Then that won't work either. Yep, and so there's no judging of people's past, right? Don't think about the past, think about the present. Think about the present and how you can regulate yourself in the present to connect to these energy sources now. So thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for giving us the tips and tricks in how to connect with energy by leading our life with morality and the 5 forms of love. Okay, I think we are nearly running out of time, but are there anything else you'd like to share, Mrs. Mai, our lovely guest speaker? Yes, I do have a question. So when I practice the beautify formula and the increase height formula, I often experience soreness all over my body. And so what I often do is I, first of all, thank my stem cells for working hard. But I also tell them that I'm experiencing quite a bit of pain in my body. And so that is something that I often do for my stem cells to regulate themselves accordingly. Because I often hear you talk about that in your live stream. So for example, before my meal, I often talk to my stem cells that I'm in a lot of pain and so I don't have a really good appetite at all. So can you just reduce this level of pain? So that's what I've been doing. So is that okay? Is that correct? Yes, so when we transmit certain commands or messages to our stem cells, they very cleverly detect that and they can assist us accordingly. Yes, so that's correct. So I think it's time. Thank you everyone for coming into our live stream. I have another question, Mr. Lee. Yeah, so for tomorrow's sessions, I just like to confirm that anyone who missed out on one of the activation, last Sunday in the class 3 COVID transformation session. If anyone missed out on one of the activation, then you can come in. But if you didn't attend that class at all, or if you missed both of the activations, then probably you have to wait until next year. Okay. All right, so thank you, Mr. Lee, for spending your time with us. All righty. So that's it for our live stream. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I do, and with really amazing songs from our guest speaker. So before we go, just a reminder that our class 3 COVID transformation activation support will be, I think tomorrow, on the 10th of December, at 9:30 p.m. GMT plus 7 Vietnam time. So make sure to convert that into your time zone. And that's for people who have already got one activation, but miss out on the other activation. All right, as Mr. Lee just answered the question. We have class 3, and then we also have class 2 in English and French. So don't miss out on those. And please continue to give us your love and support for our book, The Common Denominator, Creating Heavens on Earth with 5 Forms of Love. You can find that on Amazon US. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you in our next live stream together. Thank you, bye-bye.